That doesn't taste like an English person or breakfast, so that's disappointing. I don't know what exactly the title of this one's going to be by the time it's all said and done. Titles are something at this point I just do to amuse myself anyways, but one of the things I want to talk about in this particular video, yes, I know I still need to shave. You don't got to remind me. Trust me, you're right. I got it covered. But one of the things I wanted to talk about that I didn't touch on in the last video I did was a couple of things. The first one, of course, being I think one of the things I would say try to make sure you do, if you can, obviously don't push yourself too far though, is work outside of your wheelhouse or step outside your comfort zone, even if it's a little bit. You don't have to leap outside of your comfort zone, but I think sometimes there are opportunities that present themselves that are outside of people's comfort zones, but like they can do it. It's just something new. And there's a lot of things that were new at one point or the other for a lot of people, even something that you might have been really good at to start off with. When you first started was still the beginning. So even though you might have thought you were good at it, or maybe you had some prior experience even, it took practice to get better at it. And I think that's sometimes why opportunities might present themselves in the way that they do. Like, for example, there was a video last year around this time Markiplier made called Markiplier Isn't Real. And it kind of became a trend for a lot of people to jump on it, and it was kind of fun and funny. I did a video like that at that point last year too, also involving Nagzz. And the reason I did it was, partly, jump on the trend too, because that was fun. I just got the green screen for the first time. Why not? But it was also to practice lip syncing. That's something I don't often do in my videos that would improve some of them because sometimes the microphone quality wasn't good and I just don't feel like putting in the effort to lip sync over it. But I'm happy I did for that one, because what that did is it gave me practice. So when I did part 1 of Friday Night Funkin', guess what? That whole music video for the rap part was lip synced. And so sometimes you do things not necessarily because it by itself will be successful, but maybe it's a building block to make something else successful down the line. And so that's what that was basically. And I was really happy that I did that because I was really happy how that turned out. So even though that particular video by itself isn't necessarily maybe the greatest of the videos I've made, it let me be successful later. And that's kind of the point I want to pass on in this video a little bit, amongst some other things too. Because, for example, speaking of comfort zones and stuff, Nagzz, good old Nagzz, we like Nagzz around here. 2022, be like Nagzz21. There we go. That's going to be the title, actually, because I feel like it, and I like that. I like that. But also, we're going to talk about Nagzz here for a second, in a good way. I'm going to spoil that. One of his New Year's, if not his only New Year's resolution, was he wanted to tweet more often. And it's interesting because for me, Twitter's never really been that difficult of a thing to deal with as someone who's been on it since 2011, like constantly. But I can understand in a world where like cancel culture and stuff is a thing, why Twitter can be intimidating. Though I will say, as someone who has done YouTube consistently since 2016, but on and off since 2011, how dare y'all say Twitter is the birthplace of cancel culture? That's an us thing. That's a YouTube thing. Thank you very much. We created that. You can get canceled on Twitter. It doesn't matter. Twitter's not monetized. Who cares? You get canceled on YouTube or even Twitch. That's where it matters. Cancel. That's our thing. We claim that. Sorry, Twitter. You can have doom scrolling and other things, but that's ours. You can't say Twitter is part of that. No. Just no. But at the same time, in Nagz's defense, I can still understand because like he has a large audience, all right, and he has some pretty important people that follow him that he looks up to and things like that. So I can understand where he's coming from, where he's worried about tweeting stuff. One of his main things is he's worried about clogging people's timelines. Basically, he doesn't want to be annoying and stuff like that. And to be honest, even when you're small and you don't have a lot of people following you, maybe it's just you and a bunch of your friends, really, that won't actually happen if I could help quell his fear as much as maybe he thinks, because a lot of people are also following more than just you. So if anything, if you just make sure the quality of the tweet is good, even if it pops up, like it's probably gonna be fine, because there's a lot of tweets probably flying on a lot of people's timelines, right? I have a couple people that follow me that I'm confused why they follow me, and I had the anxiety to relate to him at first when they followed me, and then I kind of outgrew it, right? So, Nagzz, as a matter of fact, himself, but I mean, I have like Scooch when it comes to like the league scene, and Can We Talk About This, August Browning, the kit designer for like Jinx and all them. Like, there's a couple people that follow me, I'm like, I want to watch what I tweet a little bit in the sense of like, I don't want to say something completely stupid. And then down the line, you realize it actually doesn't really matter that much. So I'm not saying that his anxiety or fears are not valid. It's more like once he gets more comfortable tweeting and he steps outside that comfort zone, it'll probably become more like riding a bike. And that's why I'm bringing it up as an example, is because he's always constantly talking about, especially in the old VR chat days, people, stepping outside of their comfort box to do things. And I think that's a great example of him also like practicing what he's preaching and whatnot. And of course, like sometimes just in general, even if you take that out of it, I can also understand a little bit where it's like, text-based conversation sometimes can be taken a different way because it's text-based. I could say something, and then if you can hear my voice saying it, maybe it's a joke, versus if I say it in tweet form, maybe you won't know it's a joke and it might make someone sad. As a matter of fact, actually, you know what? I'm about to tweet someone right now, and I gotta choose carefully though, just to prove this point. I'm gonna tweet somebody. Someone who won't take what I tweet and then purposely out of like, who are we gonna tweet? Who are we gonna tweet? Oh, I know exactly who we're gonna tweet. Hold on. I know who we're gonna tweet. Cause she won't take this any other way. It won't be like, oh, suck. They're sad now. No, they won't. This will make sense later. There we go. Even wish them a good day. No way does that make them sad, for example, or come across any differently than the way it comes across right there. All right, there we go. So I just sent one just like as an example of putting that out there a bit. Because it is a thing that I think is, I wish him luck. It's valid, and that's pretty awesome. And the only thing left to do really on Nagz's list when it comes to Nagz before we move on is there's a couple people, like his favorite HoloLive VTuber, I believe, Callie, followed him even when he does the Nagz Discover series. So like speaking of Markiplier, that might be the only person left that we need to somehow find a way to help follow Nagz, and Nagz might be set. Well, outside of like the Mets in general, probably. Like if we can get DeGrom, whatever chat says. I tried to encompass all of it in one word and I just flubbed it. If we can get them to follow Nagz on Twitter too, and Markiplier, there we go. 2022, we're gonna get Markiplier to follow Nagz somehow. Because he still holds, okay, so for those that don't know, some of you, if you're watching this, you probably know, because you probably already know Nagz. Nagz was featured in a Business Insider article alongside Markiplier almost 4 years ago, and he still holds that in high regards because he likes Markiplier. So we'll see about that. Maybe what we'll do is we'll see if we can get Nagz to go through, because speaking of Mark a little bit, and speaking of wheelhouses and stepping outside the bounds, etc., when you think of a YouTuber, and I'm going to use him as an example because SEO, no, but also because it actually is relevant to this. When you think of a YouTuber, most of the time people think of like a Let's Player, someone who just plays video games and that's it. And sure, when you look at Mark back like almost 10 years ago, that you could say that's where he started, and even with Five Nights at Freddy's and stuff like that. But he's gearing up for In Space with Markiplier. It's a sequel to a heist with Markiplier, and he couldn't say choose your own adventure for it when it was marketing it and stuff, but that's essentially what it is. And I'm kind of a sucker for stuff like that. Like I liked watching Nagz and people play through Detroit Become Human because of that, where when you make different decisions, different things actually happen. One of my favorite games that a lot of people necessarily do or don't like, you can't see it really because of the light, there it is. Yeah, I like Shadow the Hedgehog. I have it right here. I like this game. I don't care. I liked it because of stuff like that. I'm a sucker for stuff like that, basically, is what I'm saying. And so he's gearing up for the sequel, In Space. And it's not necessarily stepping out of his comfort zone, but basically over the years of doing things and pushing what he can do on YouTube for more than just playing games, because he's always done skits. Now we're here. That's going to drop within this year, and that's going to be interesting to watch and see and go through. And I was going to say, maybe that's how Nagz could do it, because I'm pretty sure Mark wouldn't have an issue if Nagz for his stream just wanted to go through with his chat and just go through a heist with Markiplier and see what endings they could get. So there you go. I don't know how that. I don't know actually. I'm a plotter and a schemer, but not like on my feet right now. Where we have several things to kind of talk about and wrap this video up. But anyways, yes. So when you see stuff like that, though, it's pretty cool. And I think those are examples of one, someone stepping out outside their comfort zone to see what they can do, and then with the other one, someone who's probably done it already for a long time, and now you're seeing like the fruits of their labor, flourishing into a flourishing. Yeah, flourishing. That's a word. Why do I sometimes think words aren't words that are words? Anyways, into things that are pretty cool and grand and incredible and stuff like that. So I'm definitely gonna watch In Space with Markiplier. That's probably gonna be pretty dope. But anyways, moving on to a later point too. Even the VTuber stuff, we can't quite get off of Nagzz yet. He's actually really a great example for the majority of this video. I feel bad because I hate usually like using someone else, but like he's such a good example here because like even the VTuber stuff, right? He knows very little about anime, but his community does. So he made the Discover's channel to get closer with his community. And now he's like learning terms, he's learning phrases. Like I said, Callie, he said, was one of his favorites. She's the one that raps, by the way. Like there's different branches within Hololive. And I only know my information of like VTuber and Hololive is through Nagz's Discover's channel, as a matter of fact. But she raps, and that's actually pretty dope. Not gonna lie. There's like an English branch. So it's like the Hollow Myth is like the English branch. So apparently like what happened was, I don't know if this is necessarily true, but I might as well put this in here for anyone that's kind of curious. When Hololive came out, obviously, you know, like there's Hololive Japan and stuff like that. But there was like a Chinese branch as well. You might remember one named Coco. But she used to do these meme reviews that were both, she would translate like English stuff to like the Chinese audience and vice versa. And through that, apparently, Hololive learned that they had like an English fan base. And so then they made like the English branch. So like, you know, Callie, Gura, Watson, and all of them as well. So that's kind of interesting to think about too sometimes, just how things get bridged out of nowhere. But anyways, so that's why we're getting towards where that is. There's 5 of them as well, actually there's more than 5 now. I think the 2nd generation debuted. But that's interesting to me, and the reason I'm putting this in the video and a little bit rambly is like, think about it. Someone stepping out of their comfort zone now is doing something that is teaching me something that I had no idea about. And that's, you know, what I mean by the stepping outside itself, the leap itself to what you're doing might not be what's the most successful thing, but it might be a stepping stone for other successes, not even just for you, for other people down the road. So just when you sometimes fail, learn that you're not actually failing. Learn that you maybe just set yourself up for something awesome later on, or helping someone else even later on, or helping yourself later on. And so that's a thing that I want to kind of pass off here before we end this video with some wrap-up stuff, some quick notes. 1, videos, backlog stuff. They will still be coming. Videos have been scarce because I've just kind of been looking at going under the hood and seeing how I can increase the quality of the videos, of the camera when I'm on it, of the gameplay itself. Grand Theft Auto, for example. Turns out, I thought I was playing on like the mid specs for everything. I was actually, normal is actually the lowest specs on everything. And my PC is actually powerful enough, I can turn everything on high. And then turn like, do that trick where you turn the brightness down quite a bit. And the in-game quality is like phenomenal, it's like night and day. You won't probably see that for like another month from when it comes to recording and stuff like that. But turns out basically my PC is more powerful than I thought it was. And that's an example because I've never been a graphics guy, like a huge graphics guy. Graphic Anomaly, now he's pretty dope. But in general, I'm like, as long as the game runs and as long as the game plays fun, I don't really care too much about the graphics. However, I do YouTube. So now it's not quite stepping out of my comfort zone per se, but it is in the sense of like, I need to actually focus on what I can actually improve on and do. Instead of being comfortable with, oh, you know, whatever graphics or whatever, maybe actually look into doing stuff like that. So the viewing experience maybe is even better. I'm increasing the stream quality and the video quality of my camera even. So this is kind of okay, but even seeing how I can improve this in the coming days before new videos even come out. So basically, I've been looking at the old videos as I'm trying to edit them, and I'm kind of disappointed in how some of them look. They'll get up anyways, though, but that's what the slowdown's been. We'll get over that. I'll address that real quick. So lately, Lucy's been incredibly kind, but like exceptionally kind towards us. And the thing is, a lot of people are like, well, she's always been nice. I know that. And that's why I'm going to address this real quick. I said that in the last friend video. Her whole section, that's the whole point of it. It's not that she's never or hasn't been in general. It's that there's nothing. I can't provoke her at all. All right? That's a red flag a little bit at all. Now, granted, maybe it's because Lucy knows I'm trying to poke her that she can kind of ignore it and I got to come up with some new moves. So maybe that's part of it, sure. But basically, it's like if you knew someone that got bullied by someone else constantly and suddenly that bully just stopped bullying that person or doing anything, right? Not necessarily the same one-one analogy, but I mean like that's basically what it is. Which in my mind means she's scheming something. A lot of you guys are schemers, all right? I don't know what's coming yet, but I imagine within the near future we're gonna find out something's happened or something is happening and we're too stupid to see it coming, but we know it's coming. The writing's on the God dang it, that's the 3rd time this week. I'll clean that later. It's there, all right? Look, I don't, maybe it's like a long, you know, like the long game, I play the long game in TTT or whatever. It's like the long snipe, All right, look. All right, it's coming. I don't know when. Or there is obviously the percent chance she's actually just being really nice, and in which case I apologize for suspecting. So, that's really going to be it for this video. That's everything I kind of wanted to cover in this video. And then when it comes to Nagzz and stuff like that, and Markiplier or Callie or whatever else I mentioned in this video, go check all them out. Why not? Why not? Go check out Nagz's stream. He's streaming right now as I'm recording this. Markiplier, he's always doing interesting stuff lately, especially lately. It's just also amazing how much people grow. The people you used to watch, that if you watched them like 6 years ago, they're like a different person now. And so stepping outside your comfort zone can kind of maybe enable some things. There's a couple of projects I'm in the middle of working on. One you'll see sooner than later, and the others you might not see till later in the year that are definitely outside my comfort zone, and they're exciting though. And maybe that's where growth sometimes comes from, if that's what you're seeking. If you're not, and you're comfortable where you are, that's fine. You don't have to, right? Like maybe your thing is a lot smaller of a scale even, whatever, totally fine. But I'm gonna end the video because we're surpassing like 17 minutes, and I don't want to surpass 17 minutes, so we're in the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. You don't have to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't do any of that, as a matter of fact. That's not really what this video is about. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. I can't say bye-bye anymore. That's not really my outro. My outro is just, I don't know which video will be next. We'll just have to wait and see. So until next time, take care and enjoy pizza responsibly. Thank you for watching. See, I started saying bye-bye as a joke. When I'm on like Suki or Table Flip streams, I'll start when they're ending their stream doing other people's outros, like Jacksepticeye or Markiplier or just something, right? So I started doing like bye-bye, because they're like, you know, his outro and stuff like that. Well, he'll see you in the next video. And all that stuff. That's what that was about. High fives all around. That's not my actual. I'm not gonna get. I don't think he would copyright somebody over an outro, but I'm not risking that. That's not actually. I mean, yeah, it's nice to say bye-bye, but like, it's not goodbye. It's until we see you the next time. Because now I've started ruining my intros. Instead of saying, you know, howdy do, I've been like, hello everybody, my name's Gamrison. It's like, no, that's not my intro. It's not my intro. That's not my intro or my outro. Sorry, graphic. Cool. Ending the video. Digi's now gone live. I'm a moderator. I need to go moderate and impromptu ban what I think are bots, and they unfortunately aren't bots, and it's actually real people, and I know. Not again. Anyways, bye. Have a good 2022.